Hi everyone, Simeon Gabriel, and today we'll be looking at the Matplotlib library in Python, and we'll find out that using the Python Matplotlib, the data visualization of large and complex data becomes very easy. So not to waste time, we'll go into visualizing some data. And first of all, before you start visualizing your data, we have to import let's comment on it. Import our required libraries. Okay, so importing our required libraries. So first of all, we import the matplotlib. Okay, the matplotlib dot pyplot. Okay, now most matplotlib utilities lies under the pyplot submodule and are usually imported under the plt alias. Okay, so we say as plt. Okay, now the pyplot package can be referred to as plt. Okay, so now let's see what we can do again. Now say from matplotlib, let's import style. Okay, we have to import style. Now I will tell you what this style does later as we move further. So we'll say matplotlib inline. Okay, this particular line of code is for Jupyter Notebook. Okay, for visualization. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, I think library has been imported successfully. Now let's move further. Now let's say we are having a list of users that visit a particular site. Okay, we want to find out how long do this user stay on this site. Okay, so we want to visualize this data. So let's see, we have let's call it customers. Okay, so these customers come, let's see the people that visit and how long they visit. Okay, so let's see the number of users, the visitor on the website. So let's say we have 120, comma, then we have 645, comma, then we have 950, then we have 1 to 90, then we have 450, then we have let's say 1 to 90, then we also have okay, let's just write some random numbers. Okay, now these are how many data? There are 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's undo this. So let's enter the time. Okay, the time, there is the hours in which this user stays on this site. Okay, so let's see, let's say 7 hours, this one 8, 9, let's say 10, let's say 11, let's say 12, let's say 13. Let's count how many. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7 already. Okay, so these are the time this number of users spent on the website. Okay, so we are trying to visualize it. So let's run it. Okay, showing us an error. Okay, we don't have comma here, so let's run it. Okay, we have it now. So now let's see. So what we have to do first of all is to select, let's comment, we'll select the style, select the the style of the plot. So selecting the style of the plot, what we'll do is we'll say style dot use. Okay, so style dot use. So what style do we want to use? In this case, we are using ggplot. Okay, there are different type of style. We have a dark background, we have so many of them. Okay, we are using ggplot. Okay, so now what we'll have to do is let's plot the website traffic data. X-axis will be hours and y-axis as the number of users. Okay, so let's plot the web traffic. Okay, so let's plot the web traffic. Okay, so how do we do that? We use the plt. Remember the alias here that we use up in our data. Yeah, so instead of putting matplotlib.pyplot, we just have to put the plt to represent it. Okay, I already said that. So on the plot, we say plt dot, we use the plot function. Okay, so having this, so we already said that the customer, which is the number of users that visit a site at a particular time, we'll plot it against the time. Okay, so now we're going to say we're going to have time. We're going to have time on the x-axis. Okay, you know time is an independent variable. Okay, we have time on the x-axis, then we have the number of users or the customers. Okay, as stated, customers on the y-axis. So this is what we're plotting against. All right, now what we'll do next is let's plot the title. Our graph needs a title. Okay, so having a title, we'll have to specify a title by saying plt dot use the title function. Okay, title, then you specify what your title will be. Okay, so what are we calling this? Okay, let's say we are calling this traffic of website. Okay, so let's see, or let's call it data visualization of website. I think this will stand very well. This will sound very good, of website traffic. Okay, so I think that will be better. Okay, we have our traffic spelling here. So now this being said, I'm done. Okay, now we'll do another thing. Your plt.show. I think this is what gives us the visualization. Okay, so plt.show, that's what outputs our visualization for us after doing all this. So if we run it, so you can see that we are having our data plotted. Okay, so you can see it. So now let's add some little things to this graph that we have drawn. Okay, so let's see, we see the s and the y-axis are not labeled, so let's label the s and y-axis. Okay, so this is how to do that. Let's say let's say plot label. Let's plot label for the x-axis. Okay, so plot the label for x-axis. How do we do that? How do we give label to the x-axis? So plt, which is the alias of pyplot, plt dot x label. Okay, of x label. So now the x label function, you input what you want on the x label. So since we've given time hours for the x label, so we can just say time time, then I can just skip. Okay, let's say time. Okay, let's give it time there. So on the y-axis we also do the same. We say dot y label also. So then inside the brackets, inside the y label function, we indicate what we want to be outputted. So we say then we can say number of users. I think that will go well. Number of users. Okay, so now let's run it and see. Okay, so you can now see that our x-axis and our y-axis are well labeled. Okay, so let's see, let's continue. Okay, now there are another things to add. Okay, now let's still see or still on this our data we're working with. Now there are still other things we can add. So we can add a controlling line pattern and colors. Okay, how to control this line we have here, how to control it, and also we can also control the color of whatever I will have here. All right, so let's take a look at a few things. So now in this plot, this is where you can do, in this plot function we can do so many things in it. So let's add colors. Okay, let's say color is equals to then you can input any color, blue, red, whatever. Okay, so in this case we want to input blue. Instead of, we can write blue as the color, but you can also write it in short form, the B. Okay, you can write B. All right, so let's see how this thing works. Let's run it and see. You can see the color of our plot has changed. You can see it, the color has changed of our line plot has changed. So if I still bring it back, I still bring it back to red. So you can see, get it R. I can change it to green. So if I run, so you can see. Okay, so let's set it to okay, green is okay, green is okay. So now let's do a little thing. We'll say, okay, let's add a line style. This is how to add line style to your plot. Okay, the line style, how do we want the line to look like? Okay, so we have different patterns. Okay, now we have this one. We have okay, we have the dash. Okay, we have the dash. So let's see how this will be. So let's run this. Okay, you can see now it's in a dash form. Okay, we can also change this. We can also change it to asterisk and dash. Let's see this. Okay, this is another style in which you can have a plot. So there are so many ways of creating the line plot. Okay, so we will still move on. We'll still see how we can also adjust the line width. Okay, the width of the line. Okay, let's see how we can do that. You say line width. Okay, so having the line width, we'll say let's set it to 2.0. okay, let's set it to 2.0 and if we run it, okay, let's return this to default setting. Let's return it to our default line. Okay, so run it. You can see the line width has increased. Okay, if we increase it to, let's say 5, let's see and run, you can see the line width has increased. Okay, so now another possibility we can also do is using Matplotlib. Is also possible to set the desired axis to interpret the result. Okay, so let's see, and we'll be using the axis function. The axis is used to define the range of the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so let's see if we want to define, let's say yeah, okay, let's say plt.axis is the axis function. So we use the axis function to define a range of our axis, okay, like I said earlier. So let's say you can see the values we have here. I can specify the range I want these things to take, okay. So let's see how that can be done. Let me say I want the for x, I want the range to be between let's say 6.5 to 18, okay. So let's say comma. Then now the next one we'll have to specify the range of the y-axis. So let's say that of y-axis, let's say should be from 50 to let's say comma to 2000 will still be better, okay. So if I run this now, you can see we have it. Now you see we specified the range, okay. I specified the range that it should come from 7 to 18, you can see. Then this other one from 50 to 2000, you can see. So that has been done. So now there's another thing we can still do with this Matplotlib. All right, so and these things are, we'll say there's something we call the alpha and annotation. Now the alpha, what the alpha does is, the alpha is an attribute that controls the transparency of the line. The lower the alpha value, the more transparent the line is, okay. So we'll see how that can be done. So let's say okay, in this plot here, let's say we have the, let's call the alpha. The alpha is equals to, like I said, it's used to check the transparency, okay. Now let's set it to 0.5. Let's set it to 0.5, which means 0.5. So let's run it and see whether the transparency of the line will change, okay. You can see that the transparency of the line has reduced, okay. So if I set it to 0.4, okay, let's say 0.3, let's see how the transparency, you see the transparency of the line is becoming more light, okay. So you can see, you can set how you want, how thick you want the line, how transparent you want it to be. So you use the alpha parameter, okay. So now we can still proceed. Now we talk about the annotation, the annotate, okay. So the annotate method is used to annotate the graph, okay. That is, it has several attributes which helps annotate the plot, okay. So we want to talk about annotation. We mean giving a mark, okay, at the point to something. All right, now let's see how that can be done. So where we have this, let's say in doing that, we use the plt dot annotate, okay. So we use the function. So now it has so many parameters, okay. We have we'll be listing them. Let's say we have the max, which denotes the annotation text, okay. So then having the max, we have the HA. I think this is also, we have the HA, which is equals to you can set it the HA indicates the horizontal alignment. Okay, how you want to align so we use this. Let's say we set it to center. Okay, then we have another attribute called the VA. We call VA. It means it indicates the vertical alignment. Okay, VA means vertical alignment, so indicates the vertical alignment. So let's set the vertical alignment to bottom. Okay, so we have this here. So now the next parameter we have is the XY text. Okay, so the XY text indicates the text position. Okay, so let's see. We can okay, let's set the text position. Since talking about position, we set the position to, let's say 8, 1 5. Okay, 1 5. So that of the X and Y. Okay, so now there's another parameter called XY, indicates the arrow position. Okay, the XY indicates the arrow position. And okay, let's set it to it's talking about position. Let's say we're having 11 let's say 1 6, let's say 1 6 30. Okay, so I think we've set some few things. So let's say we have another one called arrow props. Okay, indicates the property of the arrow. Okay, so let's say the arrow prop, okay, is equals to, indicates the property of the arrow. So one of the property is face color. Okay, to give it a face color. So let's say let the face color be, let's change this color of this to red. Let's change the color of this to red. So let me make the face color to be green. Okay, so I think this thing is going out of place, so we have to cut it. Let me cut it from here. Okay, I'll have our face color to be green. All right, so now we have our data. Now let's run it. So run it and see. It's throwing us an error. What's the problem? Oh, let's look at it very properly. Okay, to see the problem. So let's see what it's saying. It's annotation object has no property XY text. Okay, our spelling here is wrong, so it's supposed to be XY text. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, now you can see it's pointing above. So let's bring it down a little bit. Let's bring it down a little bit. This be 1 5. Let's see. Okay, I think let's say 1 4 1 4 90. Okay, I think this will serve better. All right, you can see where you can put the position of the arrow. So this is the annotation. Okay, so now if we have to move further, so now there's another thing we are going to do here. We are going to see how we can do multiple plots. Okay, so let's indicate it here. Multiple plots. Right, so let's look at the multiple plot. I think we have to make this a heading. So let's see how this can be done. Okay, so carry out multiple plots. Let's say from the data we've been using, let's say we have let's say Monday, let's say Monday web traffic. Okay, we want to check the traffic for Monday. Okay, so what we have to do is, let's say let's call it web user Monday. Okay, web users Monday. I just write the short form Monday. Okay, so we have is equals to, let's say we have our web users on Monday. Let's say we have 1 2 3, comma, we have 6 4 5, comma, we have let's say 970 or 870 rather. So we have, let's say 1 to 90, then let's say 1 450, like that. They just add one more. Okay, so let's say 1 0 3 4. So we have there 6 here. So let's take for Tuesday, or let's take for Wednesday rather. So let's say Wednesday, Wednesday web traffic. Okay, so we are taking that of let's say we still label it web users Wednesday. Okay, so let's give it a random data for practice sake. All right, we have comma 680. Let's say comma, we have 889. We have comma, we have 115. Let's say we have say 1. Okay, let's say 1670. Then let's say we have 1 3 1 2 3. Okay, so there are 6. Okay, so now let's take another last one. Let's take for let's say Friday. We are doing it in interval of two days. So Friday web traffic. Okay, so every two days we want to know our web traffic. Okay, let's say web, so say web users Friday. Okay, so we have it. So let's just enter a data. So we say, let's say 105, 6, let's say 630, and let's say 700, and let's say 1006, let's say let's say 520. I think remaining one want them to match, so 1024. Okay, so now we have these data here. So let's run it. So what we'll have to do is we have to copy and paste our data. Okay, let's copy this because we'll be needing it. Let's copy it. Okay, so we'll copy here. All right, so we'll place it here, paste. Let's take away this annotate stuff. Okay, let's take it off. So we are having this. So let's add some few of the plus to it. So we'll be removing some stuff here. So we're plotting it against time. Okay, so we're saying let's use the time we have here. Okay, so copy it. So let's bring it down. Let's bring it down here. Okay, so since we are plotting it against time, so we have to bring a time here. Time. So I think these data should be 6. All right. So now we will see a few things here. Now we have to remove, let's say we're plotting time, each time against in interval of 2 days. Okay, so our data we specified up there, let's modify it. So we say web, so web user users Monday. Okay, so we'll copy this, copy, then we'll paste, and we'll paste again. Okay, so for Monday I think it should be red. Then I think here we'll change it to Wednesday. Okay, so then we'll change the color to, let's say, blue. Then for Friday, yeah, let's say Friday, we change it to green. Okay, so let's say let's remove this line width. Let's remove it. Okay, because that's not our focus for now. Let's remove it. You see what we can do with this. All right, so but we can still leave those line width so that you not get confused. You feel like maybe we are editing it or stuff like that. Okay, so let's leave the line width. Let's leave the line width. But let's reduce the line width, okay, of each of them. Let's say this one, let the line width be 1, then let the other one be, let's say, 1.5. then let's change this other one to, let's say, 2. Okay, so we have this. We can still leave the transparency, but never mind. So that I want to see that data very clear, so let's leave it at the default transparency. Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to let's run it and see what our chart will give us, but we have not specified a lot of things. Okay, let's go with it. Let's see what will happen. Okay, it's showing us an error. Let's see where the error is coming from. Okay, so x and y must have same first dimension but have shape 7 and 6. Okay, so okay, I think our data is reading that off. Okay, so we'll just have to put this here. Let's put it here. Let's paste it because Python is already reading the other one. So let's run this again and let's run this. Okay, so you can see we have a plot here. You can see the multiple plots. Okay, now so let's add some few things to it. Now we can add labels to this. Okay, can add labels to this by, okay, let's write labels here, indicate labels. Okay, so say label. Okay, labels. Let's say the first one, let's say, is Monday. Then I think we have to put this in. So now let's say the second one, let's say, is the label, let's say, is well, Wednesday. So give a command here. Now that's one. We say label. We set the label to Friday. Set the label to Friday. So we're having this now. For this label to be effective, to show, now what we have to do, we have to use the legend. Okay, the legend function. Say plt dot legend, plt dot legend. Okay, that's what will give us the labels. Okay, so run it. You can see the labels here. Okay, so that is that. So we will do another thing. There's something we called subplots. Okay, we have subplots, so we'll be looking at subplots right now. So let's see, let's comment, let's say subplot. Let's see, subplots. Okay, so run this subplot. So one, we'll talk about subplot. Subplot is a function you can use to draw multiple plots in one figure. Okay, having different type of plots in one figure. So let's see how that can be done, how we can be able to do that. So we already imported library Matplotlib. Let's import numpy, because we're going to be using numpy here. Let's import numpy as np. Okay, so this numpy as np works with arrays. Okay, so we've imported it. Didn't throw us an error. So let's say we have x is equals to let's give it an array. Let's say this, let's say we have 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's give, let's say we have y is equals to np dot array. Okay, then we have, let's say we have 3, 8, 1, 10. Okay, so we have this. Now we want to draw a multiple plot, okay, in one figure. All right, so say plt dot this subplot. Now the subplot function, subplot is used to draw a subplot. Okay, and it has arguments in it. Okay, now the first argument indicates we have 1 comma, let's say 1, 2, 1. So the first one, this first argument indicates that this is the row, and this one indicates how many columns. The second one indicates how many columns. Then the third argument indicates what's the position of this particular plot. Okay, so we'll be looking at it, how this will work. So once we're done with it, we say plt dot plot. Okay, so plt dot plot, we know we are plotting x against y. Okay, x against y. Now this subplot that we will use in drawing multiple plots in one figure is, you can use it when you are trying to visualize different type of data in a single meeting. Okay, so now let's continue with what we're doing. So now let's say we're having, okay, let's call this plot 1. Let's call this plot 1, so that we'll be careful what we are doing. So now let's call the second one we want to do now plot 2. Okay, so now we have okay, let's say we have x also. Let's say we have another data here. So these things may not actually be just arrays. It can be any data of any data set, okay, that you are plotting. Okay, you just want to know. So we are just using arrays of numbers as an example for practice. Okay, so we have let's say we have 0, 1, 2, 3. Then let's say on the y-axis of this other plot, we have mp dot array. We have let's say we have 10, 20, 30, and let's say 40. Okay, so let's plot it. Let's give it its own subplot. So say plt.subplot. Okay, so we're having, I told you, so since we want the subplot in one figure to have just one row, then we say to have 2 columns. Then now the position of this particular plot, it will be on the second spot. Okay, that's what we are saying. Okay, this third argument, that's what it's saying. All right, now then we have plt dot subplot. Okay, plt dot plot. Okay, so we know we are plotting y x against y of this data. Okay, so say x comma y. All right, so finally when you are done with what you are doing, use the plt dot show, okay, to visualize it, to output it. Okay, so now let's see what this will do for us. All right, now you can see that, you can see the way this plot appears. Okay, you can see the first plot, you can see the second plot. All right, so this is how this thing works. I told you the first figure of this first plot talks about the figure that the figure has one row. Okay, so you can see this is a one row. You can see this plot are on one row, they are just one row. Okay, so now it talks, the second argument talks about the column. Okay, you can see in the figure there are 2 columns. This is column 1, this is column 2. Okay, so then this last argument talks about the position of this particular plot. This first plot we did, you can see the position is 1. Then the second one, the same thing, position is 2. So this is how to do subplots. Okay, so there are so many ways. So now if we want to, we can also modify this. Okay, we can draw the 2 plots on top of each other. Okay, how do we do that? I can specify now that the rows, we want the rows to be 2. Okay, then we want the rows to be 2. Then we want to have 1 column. If we want these 2 plots to be on top of each other. Okay, so we say the rows should be 2, the column should be 1, and the position of this first one should be 1. Okay, so now since we set the rows to be 2 and the columns to be 1, we have to modify it here. Then the position of the second one, this second plot, should be the second. Okay, so let's run this, we'll see what it will give us. Now you can see what's happening here. So we specify that it should be 2 rows. This is 1 row, 2 row. Okay, so they have 1 columns. Okay, this how we place the figure. So whatever way we want to place the figure, that's how you place it. You can have up to 4, 5, 6 subplots in a single figure. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, now let's see how we can add a title to each plot. Okay, to each of these plots, let's see how we can add a title to them. So let's return this to a default. So let's return it to a default. Okay, so let's run it to confirm. Okay, you can see, so we want to add titles to it. Okay, let's see how we can add titles to it so that we will not make a mistake. Okay, so let's say plt, I already told you how to add title to plots. So plt.title, So whatever you want the title to be, so let's say the first title want it to be sales. Okay, then I want our second plot to carry a title of let's say plt dot title. Want it to carry a title of income. Okay, maybe we're having different graphs, so let's say income. So let's run it and see. So you can see the sales and the income. All right, so this is how these things can be done. All right, so we can also set a super title that will carry a heading of what of the two plots. Okay, since it's a single figure, so we can say that you can add a title for the entire figure. Okay, how do we do that? We come down here, let's say, okay, at this place, let's say plt dot, we use the super title. Okay, we use a subtitle, the subtitle, that is the super title. Okay, so let's say this is a graph of my shop, so my sales and my income. Okay, let me say let me say my shop. Okay, or let's write it here, my shop. Okay, all right, so if I run this now, you can see what it's giving us, my shop. Okay, that's the heading of everything here. All right, so it's even best we write it in capital letter, so that, let's say my shop details. Okay, or whatever. Okay, so you can see it. All right, so that is that for subplot. So we'll still move on to other things. Now we have different type of plot. So let's see how we create another plot. There's a plot we call it scatter plot. Okay, the scatter plot plots one dot for each observation. Okay, so it needs two array of same length, sorry. Okay, one for the value of the x-axis and one for the value of the y-axis. The scatter plot is used in showing relationship. Is best for whenever you are showing relationship between two variables or whatever. Okay, so now let's see how this can be done. Let's say we're having x is equals to, let's say, mp dot array. Okay, sorry, let's say x is equals to mp dot array. Then we're having let's say 5 comma 7 comma 8 comma 7 comma 2 comma 17 comma 2 comma 9. Okay, this is okay. So there are 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so we'll say they must have the same length. All right, so we have mp dot array. So we have 99, let's say 86, let's just say 87, 88, let's say 101, let's say 86. Okay, we say this are supposed to be 8. Okay, for remaining 2. Okay, so we have 103, then comma we have let's say 87. All right, so we have this now. Let's plot our scatter plot. We say plt the scatter. Okay, so we say s comma y. So because that's what we're plotting, I guess. So you always do your plt dot show. So we have it here, so we'll run it. Okay, now you can see how we data is plotted. Okay, so you check the relationship between these stores. Okay, let's say these things are representing cars. Okay, cars. This data are representing 13. Okay, let's say it's representing 8 cars that are passing along a particular place. So these are their ages. Okay, then these are their speed. So we want to check the relationship between the age and the speed of these cars. So you can find out that the older the car, the lesser the speed. Okay, you can see the relationship between it. Okay, you can see this car is almost as 17. Okay, you can see the speed is lower. So I think scatter plot is used to show relationships. Okay, now in the midst of this we can still do some manipulations. Okay, we can still do some manipulations. All right, so let's see what we can do in this scatter plot. We can differentiate these colors to show the relationship better. But okay, let's see, maybe we're having let's say another form of array. Let's copy this. Let's copy. Okay, let's paste this here. We're having, let's change this to 2, 2,2,8, 1, 15, 8, 12. Okay, so let's add one more so it to be 8, 9. All right, so this is 4, 8. Okay, so let's change that of this. So let's say this one is 100, this one is 105. Let's say this one is 84. Let's say this one is 105 again. Let's say this one is 90. We have 99. So let's say we have 90. So how many are there? This is 4. Many one. Let's say 95. Okay, so we have this. All right, now so if we plot this, if we run this, you can see. Okay, you can see we're having 2 different data on one plot. So you can see the color will change. Okay, now you can still specify the type of color you want each of them to carry. Okay, in this scatter plot, inside it you can specify the color. Let's say color. I can specify that I want this to carry a hot pink. Okay, hot pink. Then I want this particular one. Let's draw this near it. Okay, so that let's take this closer. Okay, that means I can specify this this color. You can also use hexadecimal codes to do that. So let's say we have 999. Then this will give us color. So you can see I can specify particular color. Okay, so for each of them. So this I actually use to specify relationships. Okay, so now we can also see a few things. We can also carry out other plots on it. We can do the bar plot. Okay, the bar plot you can also see. Let's see, let's say x is equals to let's say we have mango, then we have, maybe let's say we have orange. Okay, so in the midst of, let's say y is equals to, let's say let's say 400. Then let's say this one is 350. Okay, then we can plot a bar chart for them. Okay, so let me arrange this properly. You can plot a bar chart. This is how to plot a bar chart. You just say plt dot bar. Okay, then you put the data as there, x and y, as what we're plotting again. So just say plt dot show. Okay, all right. If we run this, you can see giving us a bar chart. Okay, you can see. Now we can also still do other things with the bar chart. Okay, now I can change this. In Excel, you can see you can change. You can have a horizontal plot, vertical plot, this and that. Python can still do those visualization for you. Okay, so let's say we have let's add one more fruit, apple. Okay, let's add another one. Let's say let's say lemon. Okay, so let's add other details to it. So let's say we have 600, 200. Okay, so let's see if we do the want to do the horizontal plot, it will change to horizontal. So I just added h to this bar. Okay, so let's run it and see. You can see that our data can also appear like this. Okay, we can also change. Okay, let's return this back. Let's plot. So we can also change the color. We can also change the color by using the color parameter. So we can change this color to blue. You can change it to blue. Okay, so if I run this now, you will see. Okay, so there are a lot of things you can do here. So you can also use hexadecimal colors, color code. I told you, color values. You can also plot a histogram. Okay, you can also plot a histogram. So we have the histogram is used for distribution. Okay, it's used for distribution. We can say, since we can say x is equals to if you really need a large amount of data set for distribution, we normally, for testing, we normally use the random dot. So normal to generate a random number for us. So let's say 170, 10, 250. Okay, so let's say then we just say plt dot hist. Okay, then you just put say x. Okay, then just say plt dot show. Okay, so if I run this, so you can see the distribution. Okay, so these are how to do these things. Now there are other things to look out for. We can also run a pie chart. Okay, let's import okay, we have already imported. Now we can say y is equals to mp.array. Want to draw a pie chart. I told you there are different plots in Python. Okay, so and draw different plots. Let's say 25, let's say 25, let's say 15. Okay, so down here I can just say plt dot py, as simple as that. Just indicate the data you want to plot. Okay, then just say plt dot show. All right, so this will should do. Okay, what's the problem with our data? Let's see why we're having an error. Okay, you say takes 2 arguments. Okay, so okay, it's supposed to take 2 arguments. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, sorry, I think this is we plotted this is supposed to be it's an array, so I think this is where our problem is coming from. All right, you can draw a pie chart like this. All right, so now I want to plot a pie chart. We want to see how we can plot a better pie chart that can give a precise and a detailed information. Okay, so now we have this. So what we'll do, let's run this. Okay, so seeing that we have run this, so what we'll do now is we'll say okay, now we have to put it. Now you see we have the way to plot it. You just say plt dot pi. Okay, the pi function, which is used to create a pie chart. Okay, now in it we have the job data, which is and the job data, which is the data we'll be using. Okay, and here we have the labels, which is the name. Okay, so what we'll do now is let's take this out. Let's see. Okay, what we'll do, let's copy the whole of this. Let's cut it out of here, then let's bring it here. I think that will be better. So we'll paste it here. So what we'll do, we'll run this. Now you see that our pie chart now has a label. Okay, has labels. You can see using the label parameter. So we have to give it already labeled variable. Okay, you can see it, names. So now there are ways that you can make this more beautiful. Okay, that somebody can really understand very well. What we have to do, we introduce what we call the explode. Okay, we introduce what we call explode. Now looking at this, we'll say okay, let's add the explode. Let's see, let me comment here. Okay, let me say explode the largest part in the, okay, let's explode the largest pie in the data set. Okay, simple as that. Let's see. Okay, what we'll do here now is we'll create a variable called explode. Then I will tell you what this explode does. Now we have let's say 0.05, then let's say comma. Since we have how many data, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now I'll give it 6 explode. All right, so the next one will be 0.03. The next one will be let me say 0.04. I think that will be okay. And the next one will be 0.35. okay, comma. I think there are 4, so remaining 2. Let's say the next one will be 0.03. Then we'll say the next one will be 0.04. Now, seeing that we have this, now I will tell you what this explode variable will do for us. Now we have to go back to, let me comment on this stuff here. We say check the pie, a pie chart property. Okay, so I'm just trying to comment on this. So now, since we have created a variable called explode, this is what we'll do. Explode is a parameter, okay, in pie chart function. Okay, so let's say we have explode. Let's say we have explode is equals to the explode we have given it here. Okay, what explode means is to try to demarcate the proportions of this. Okay, so you see it. So let me call the explode variable on the explode function. I'm on the explode parameter. So now we see. So what we'll do again here is okay, let's see. Let's run this and see. Now you can see that it has been exploded. You can see the different proportion has been actually taken out. I think this can give us a detailed information about this pie chart. So there's one other thing we can do on this. There's another parameter called auto percentage, okay, to give us the percentage of this data in the pie chart. Okay, all right, so that whoever is looking at the pie chart will know we have a detailed information about it. Okay, that is our aim. So what we do here is we say we have percent, then we have we say 1.1. okay, so we'll have F here. Okay, I think it should be so we have F, so we'll say percent. Okay, so now we want to give it an auto percentage. Okay, and the percentage that will give it, we'll label it on top the each data, so it will come in this format, okay, in a float format, okay, but to carry the percentage sign. All right, so we'll say where will it start from? So we'll have to say start angle, or to give it a variable called a parameter called start angle. So let's say 70. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so now let's see what happens here. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, it's throwing us an error. Let's see why it's throwing us an error. Okay, I think there's a problem here. Let's see how we can get through it. It's an incomplete format. Okay, now let's see why it's telling us incomplete format. Okay, I think we have to add another percentage here. So we have this, so we have to run this. Okay, I think we've gotten. Okay, so now you see this auto percentage. Now this is a format that is fixed. Okay, so if you want to apply the auto percentage, this is the format. It's a fixed format. Okay, so you can apply it by putting the percentage on the pie chart. So that is that. So you can see now that our pie chart is well explained very well. So whoever comes and look at it will know what this pie chart is saying. Okay, looking at the data. So thank you very much. So we have to cut it from here. So you can check other of my videos on pandas, on NumPy, and check more of them on data structure. So thank you very much. Try and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so have a nice day.